guys, it's me, Cliff, and so this is my poetry presentation, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Hey guys, so for my previous letter, I think you guys may have noticed that I'm doing my poetry presentation in extended metaphor. So right now, I'm gonna give you a definition of extended metaphor. However, I think that might be a little helpful if I give you first a definition of metaphor, because it might help you understand the definition of an extended metaphor better. So basically what a metaphor is a metaphor is a figure of speech in which one thing is referenced to as another. For example, my love is like a piece of glass because it can be shattered. Or something like that. So basically that's a metaphor. And what an extended metaphor is basically the same thing. It can also be referenced as a conceit, which is spelled C-O-N-C-E-I-T. It's a metaphor that continues in sentences that follows it. So I could get a metaphor, and I could just continue lengthening it, and that would just be an extended metaphor. So, yeah, an extended metaphor usually develops in great length, and it's often used in fiction or poetry. And that's about it for the extended metaphor. And also, the extended metaphor is often used to describe something more artistically. Yeah, so basically, that's it. After you guys heard about the extended metaphor, I thought that it might be useful to tell you what exactly does extended metaphor do to a piece of work written by somebody. Something that extended metaphor does is, if the extended metaphor is done well, it will drive your point, your metaphor home, meaning it will make it better to understand and better. And I feel that the extended metaphor is used also in an artistic sense, that using the metaphor and creating it longer will allow better work, and it also will allow more adjectives and adverbs to be implied into the work, making people more interested into the work. And also, when people are more interested, they'll be more drawn into the work. So basically, a metaphor is to drive a point home, or make a point clear, and also to create an artistic sense in a poem. I'm going to read one of my favorite poems that uses extended metaphor, and after that I'm going to tell you how it uses extended metaphor and develops the point, and also how it creates an artistic sense. And I'll be doing that with help from my friend Liddy the Mango. Yeah, I couldn't find oranges in my house. So, okay, this is the poem. Liddy's Orange by Sharon Olds. The rind lies on the table where Liddy has left it, torn into pieces the size of petals, and curved like petals, rayed out like a full-blown rose. One touch will make it come apart. The lining of the rind is wet and chalky as Devonshire cream, rich as the glaucous lining of a boiled egg. All that protein cupped in the ripped shell, and the navel torn out carefully, lies there like a fat gold bouquet, and the scar of the stem picked out with her nails, and still attached to the white thorn of the central integument, lies on the careful heap, a tool laid down at the end of a ceremony. All here speaks of ceremony, the sheen of a curry juice, which is all that is left of flesh. The pieces lying in profound order, like natural order, as if this is simply happened, the way her life at 13 looks like something that's just happening, unless you see her standing over it, delicately clawing it open. What Orange did was, it created a really nice picture of a mother or adult talking to one's child. It's talking to one's child about how they're growing up. So here's Liddy the Mango, because I couldn't find orange. And Liddy over here this is how she would be if she was like young, okay? So this is her being all good, but then all of a sudden this ceremony appears, and she's 13. So then she gets old, and she becomes a woman. So basically what this poem is doing is using descriptive words to describe ladies becoming of a woman. One thing which I like to point out here is the richness of the detail in this poem. So right now here I have a tangerine, not orange. We don't have oranges in my house. So we have a tangerine, and one part of the poem, if I can quote, is and the navel torn out carefully. The navel is humanly the belly button, and it's the umbilical cord is connected to your navel when you're born, and it's connected to your mother. So I think that over here they're trying to state an imaginary line between the mother and the daughter. So if I could just peel this orange out right now, then I can show you what exactly they're doing. And this is just the lining and the acrylic juice. If you can smell it, it smells beautiful right now. So if you see it, yeah, this over here, this is the navel. So what Lydia is doing is she's taking the navel and she's just taking it apart like that. So all it left is the navel. So that basically separates the imaginary bond between the mother and the daughter, which I think is just really beautiful. I also think that Sharon Olds also used this much description just to make an emphasis on the importance of becoming a woman in the life of a woman. I also think that Sharon Olds also used this much description just to make an emphasis on the importance of becoming a woman in the life of a woman. And also, she tried to prove a point, to prove her emphasis. And she also used a lot of description to create a more artistic feel when she was trying to establish what she was trying to say. So, just for you guys to get an idea, I also wrote a poem using the extended metaphor. The title, however, is a simile, so you guys better be prepared. So my poem is called Life is Like a Roller Coaster by Cliff Tang. Life is like a roller coaster. People tell you stories about life and how hard it is, how frightening it is. You don't know whether or not you should get on the ride of your life. Choose a seat, in the back or in the front. Either way, you're still having the same experience. Once you get on and you're experiencing life and its ups and downs and its turns and swirls, you can't get enough of it. Every ride of life is different, for they come in different shapes and colors. Then life is up at its climax, allowing a rush of blood to come to your head. Fun at some points and scary at others. Then soon after, life is coming to a stop. Life is way too fast and does not last long enough. But then what can you do? Life is set for you and only you. And the only thing you can do is accept the end of life and let someone else have a try at life. So basically what I did here was I tried to use the extended metaphor to create like a big image about how fast life is and how life truly is, and how similar life is like a roller coaster. And I used plenty of descriptive words and to just illustrate and give the reader an image in their mind on how life actually does relate to a roller coaster. So I hope you enjoyed my poem, and now I have something really special for you. I found a song that uses extended metaphor really well. So you're gonna hear it now.
They like me, they look so good, and they say, MG, I want you to be the one in my own way. I wanna be faithful, but I can't keep my hands out the cookie jar.
It uses extended metaphor actually quite well because it describes the cookies as a guy. There's a guy and there's cookies, which are the females that he is cheating with on his wife with. So he's grabbing the cookie jar, grabbing a wife, and sometimes there's crumbs, which are like remains of his girlfriend's, and how his spouse or partner reacts to what he does. So this uses a lot of detail, and it's just trying to say to give a point and entertain somebody with a lot of descriptive words and details. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and that's about it. So.